Hello and welcome to The Good, the Bad and the Worst, a podcast where we watch movie trilogies, related or unrelated, who is to say, and we decide which film of the entry has to go back to its home on Whore Island. I'm your host, Conan, and joining me tonight are my fellows.
Conan, while you're giving that intro, you had the voice of an angel. Your voice is like a combination of Fergie and Jesus. I'm Griner, by the way.
And I'm Luke Morgan, and this podcast is a fucking prison on planet bullshit in the galaxy of This Sucks Kemel's Dick.
All right, so from that improv-y introduction, you can tell we are doing an improvised trilogy. We're doing Adam McKay's Mediocre White Man trilogy, an unofficial one, but look, it has an AI definition, so I think that it counts. But it is a trilogy of the 2004 film Anchorman, the 2006 film Talladega Nights, The Ballad of Ricky Bobby, and the 2008 film Step Brothers, all directed by Adam McKay, all starring Will Ferrell. Luke, I think it gets out of the way. Did you like these movies, or did you hate these movies with the fire of 1,000 suns?
Look, I don't want to give too much away about each of these movies, but I will admit, I earnestly turned to my wife at one point and I said, I feel like this is the end of the podcast. I was like, I don't know if I can be friends with these guys anymore. I was that angry that I had to pay money for one of these films and rent it.
What?
I was like,
yeah, why?
For what I considered the worst one as well. I had to rent it and I was furious.
They're all on streaming.
I was going to say, I don't know how you managed to pay for one of these movies, but anyway.
But I had to pay $5 for one. I had never seen these movies.
Any of them at all? How can you hate something you had never seen? Because we knew you hated these movies before we even did this podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Because I just knew from what I had seen, I would not like these movies. I knew from my experience with Will Ferrell, he is not my type of guy when it comes to comedy. And I did not think his films, specifically dealing with Will Ferrell comedy, would be up my alley. And boy, it feels good to be right sometimes, but this did not feel good. It felt so bad to have to watch these movies. I will literally, it ruined my whole week. And
Is it this that ruined your whole week? Or were you having a shit week anyway, and you were primed to hate these?
No,
and you were
this
just like,
these made me look forward to going back to work the next day. I was like, I can't wait until I finish watching these movies and I can go to work. So yeah, I hated these movies with passion. I feel like possibly they are the worst movies I've ever seen in my entire life.
What the?
I do not understand how a man of your age and your skin color can feel that way about these films, right?
And your mediocrity as well. Like, we see ourselves in these.
These movies are mediocre. That's for sure. Beyond mediocre. But it baffled me watching these movies. I literally over and over again tonight, I was like, what the F is with these movies? Like, why do people find these movies funny? It is so not my sense of humor. It's just, I don't know.
Can we get a little gauge on your sense of humor? But let's all do this. Yes or no? There's no in between. I'm going to name a comedy series or movie. And off the cuff, you tell me if you like it or not. Conan, I want to hear your opinion too. I'll give mine. Yes or no? There's no in between. There's no other answer. The Simpsons seasons 1 through 8.
Yes.
Literally the best, yes.
Yes. Seinfeld.
Yes, definitely.
No.
Yes for me. Friends?
Yes.
Absolutely not.
No, no for me either.
Fucking show.
The Office.
Yes.
Yes.
Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
No.
I want to say in between, but if I can't, then I'll have to say yes.
Yes for me. Let's go a little weirder. What about Superbad?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
British. What's the word? British panel shows. You guys ever watch 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown or any of those? You can say pass if you have just no experience with them.
Is this from the 70s?
No. This is good TV. It's a big yes from me.
That is a blind spot in my comedy. Like I like British comedy, but I've missed that sort of whole phenomenon.
I feel like most of this will come down to this question. I feel like these movies, you need to have watched them at a certain age and point in your life for nostalgia. I feel like teenage boys watching this, like 100%, I can watch this and be like, I can understand why a teenage brain finds this funny. Like the word "heiny," hilarious. I'm sure I would have found it when I was fucking 8 years old, but now as a grown man, no, not the peak of comedy for me. Now look, I say yes to Friends. I don't know if I watch Friends right now, I'd be laughing out loud. It's all nostalgia for me. Seinfeld holds up. It's one of the greatest comedies of all time. British comedy. I loved Blackadder growing up. Young Ones, all these weird old comedies, British comedies. I really liked as a kid. Watched them as an adult. I still find humor in them, but I feel like you've had to watch these movies. I don't know. I can only speak from my perspective of watching these movies for the first time as a 33-year-old man, and they did nothing for me. There was nothing. I wrote it down in the notes. There is one thing from Anchorman that I laughed at. One specific thing.
One
thing.
Is it the hour and 40 minutes from the beginning to the end?
No, it's Jack Black kicking the dog.
Really?
That's a great scene.
That made me laugh. That made me laugh. Credit to Jack Black and the dog. That's it. Nothing from Talladega Nights made me laugh. And there are a couple of humorous chuckles in Step Brothers.
Let's wait till we get to them, hey?
But yeah, exactly. But I just, no.
You get though that, you use Heiny as an example, you get that the joke is not that the word Heiny is funny. The joke is that these people find the word Heiny funny.
Yeah, but why is that
and we're laughing
funny?
else. It's not. That's the joke.
So
the
joke is it's not funny.
It's like fart humor. Like that isn't overly funny.
But that is the complete opposite of. I hate fart humor.
But there's something
Really?
funny about it when somebody else laughs at something and you're like, this isn't funny. But seeing someone else find it funny, you can't help but be like, that person's dumb. Ha ha ha! I laugh at them. No. That's what these movies are.
I don't know what it is. I am so against fart humor that if I'm enjoying a comedy movie that starts doing fart jokes, I'm almost going to cross the movie off. I'm like, nah. Sonic 1 had one fart joke, and I was like, this movie could have been good.
You're saying,
like, I was like,
what about Marmaduke?
Toilet humor.
But
Marmaduke. What is that?
Yeah, that talking dog, Owen Wilson. Voices a talking dog. Lots of fun. Because dogs,
Yeah, I'm never going to watch that. Never going to watch that.
Luke,
whoa.
As a 37-year-old man, yes, I am the elder millennial of the group. Actually, I'm 38. Shit.
Please go to bed, Grandpa.
There was one of these movies I did not like when I saw it as a teenager or as a young adult, and I enjoyed it more on this watch.
Wow.
So it was not nostalgia in the case of that movie. Like, I was not actually looking forward to that movie, and watching it, I'm like, shit, this movie's kind of funny.
Oh, this is interesting. All right, we're all going to disagree.
So it wasn't nostalgia in that case. Like, I enjoyed it more on this watch than I did the first time I saw it.
I don't know. One thing I'll say, like, these movies have good casts. Undoubtedly, these actors, this is the worst characters they've ever played.
It's a comedy. They're not even characters, right? Like, you're not coming into these movies expecting, great exposition and growth in these characters and, a tour de force of performance.
They're not funny, though. Steve Carell is hilarious in The Office. Steve Carell is fucking annoying in Anchorman. He is so not funny to the point I'm like, this is just stupid. It's just a person acting stupid.
Yeah,
like,
yes.
That's not funny.
That's the
not
joke.
So I don't find adults acting like kids funny or acting stupid funny. I don't. That's why I'm sorry, Cone. You're going to take offense to this. I didn't like Little Nicky. Like the stuff where
seriously. These are all good comedies.
Adam Sandler was that. Like Billy Madison, I enjoyed as a kid. I don't think I would enjoy now. Little Nicky, again, I enjoyed stuff of it in the kid, but like Happy Gilmore, I like. Big Daddy, I like.
Weak as shit. I'm trying to figure out what it is. I don't know what it is. Yeah, your comedy taste is really interesting because, like Rana said, you are prime in the middle for this, where you should have watched these movies. I don't know how you haven't seen them.
Everyone around me watched these movies.
That's what These are Anchorman is like the cultural anchor of the 21st century. It's that. I'll talk about it a bit, but like 2004 is the year that everything changes for comedy and the world kind of shifts, I think. And like it was right in the middle of that. Like comedies were having a great run at the cinema, but then DVDs were cheap and ubiquitous, so everybody had a collection. This was probably the ultimate like at-home DVD. You could not find a house that didn't have a copy of Anchorman, because whether it was a teenage son or a dad who just enjoyed it, or it was cheap down at like Vinnie's or something for $2, you had a copy of this in your house. And so this is what's so strange. It's kind of like a homeschool kid who's like, yeah, I missed TV for 20 years, and The Simpsons isn't funny because Bart's rude to his father. Like this is the energy I'm getting from this. I don't understand how you've missed it. And like, to your point, there is something about when you see these movies as a young person, they rewire your brain with the way of comedy. But this has been the story of comedy since the dawn of time. Like the rude, like sort of sex comedies of the 80s and then into the 90s, like young people saw those and were like, well, we can joke about this stuff, and it just sort of changes how they view comedy, and then it changes everything around them, and like society sort of shifts to that. You know, like Charlie Chaplin in the, I want to say 20s, but I could be wrong, but whenever he was making films, like, all these brands of comedy, they come in and they kind of change the generation, and the generation relates to that in a certain way, and then he takes those and relates. And so like the McKay comedy, like we talked about it like that with Dumb and Dumber. Those movies in the 90s kind of did the same thing. Like Ace Ventura, Jim Carrey is that guy. He is the Will Ferrell of like 10 years earlier.
Okay. How can you like Dumb and Dumber and then say, oh, I hate when adults act stupid, and that's the comedy? Like that is literally Dumb and Dumber. That is a plot synopsis of Dumb and Dumber.
There's a key difference, and it's the reason why one of these movies kind of works. Is they are idiots in that world. Everyone in that world thinks they're fucking idiots. That's not the case for this movie. This one, they're like, hey, we're awesome. And people are like, wow, these guys are awesome. But they're fucking stupid and can't function as normal human beings, having intelligent conversations. But everyone thinks they're awesome, and they have high performing jobs and all this sort of stuff. Dumb and Dumber, they're treated like morons. Everyone's like, wow, these two are stupid, and they keep lucking out somehow, or pulling off this crime or whatever. That's the difference. And it's well acted.
Fair point.
It's not just acting like, I don't know. They're not. I don't know.
So that kind of gets into it, I guess. It's something I was trying to figure out. Like these are kind of the McKay brand of comedy is different. It's like sort of a surrealist, absurdist. It's kind of parody, and kind of satire, but it's not. To your point, it is not. It's not like Straight Men and the comedy guys like of the comedy of like the past 100 years, and it's not like a lot of these other comedies that have been that exact thing. It's like someone doing skits and the world around them sort of reacts. It's like these are all take place in a surreal world where no one sees the foibles of these people, and everyone perceives them as that. And that's kind of like McKay's bandwidth. Like McKay's now directing. He's moved on from comedy, and he's now doing like political satire. Basically, he does Don't Look Up, and he did The Big Short, and he does these movies that kind of feel like a natural progression of this. That is like looking at these mediocre white American men, and is kind of trying to make the audience say, why on earth were they ever able to succeed? And that is kind of the thesis of these. Is like it's a parody of the world where someone who's so clearly someone like Ron Burgundy is able to thrive and become like such an incredible tour de force. But the movie's aware of that. Like, yeah, the characters around him aren't, but that's the joke, is that it's sending up the American public and like the general Western audience of going that we glorify this machismo and this bravado and arrogance and quote unquote good looks, and we let that sort of we let those people climb to the top of the tower, and they become the president in some cases. They rule our world.
Anchorman is responsible for that now. Like people finding Anchorman funny is the reason we have Donald Trump as a president. sexist, racist.
What a take! What a take!
Yeah.
He's now president because of people who like Anchorman. It's
There's some,
it's all your fault. I ain't taking the blame.
there is something. Yeah, these movies have aged well with that. Like this, this is set. Anchorman takes place in the '80s, and all the stuff that's going on there definitely feels like it's as relevant today, if not more. But like that could just be it. Maybe you're just not a fan of surrealism, and that's fine. Like
I wasn't a fan of surrealism in drama.
Year 10 Luke was like,
Theater of the absurd.
these players are fucking shit.
Yep.
Give me realistic drama now.
Overacting. It's annoying me.
What's... Yeah, not a fan of the avant-garde. Anyway, all right. Look, let's go into some stats.
I'm sorry. I'm old and tired. I'm sorry if I'm a little fucking snippy.
No, our fans want this. Our fans want us to disagree on things. So they're really going to get it in this episode, and then we'll see if they still want it after this episode.
Yep.
Can you do?
And you know what? I watched Don't Look Up and I watched The Big Short.
I was actually going to
watched
ask
the
what you
movies.
think of those movies.
Don't Look Up is completely unmemorable. I remember being like, oh, it's fine. It's like I love Leo, so obviously his casting has improved. But like The Big Short is obviously rated well. I watched it at the cinema when it came out. I can't recall much from it.
I love The Big
remember
Short.
being like, I enjoyed it, but I can't say I remember too much from it or am keen to watch it ever again.
I think
Right,
it's just I think it's a fascinating look at like a real event, right? Like it's a really interesting way to tell the story of what actually happened during that crisis, at that time.
Yeah, that's fair. Do you want to do a stats song or we leave it?
Stats.
We should have done a 3-part harmony for it, like this, like for the. Anyway, go on.
All right. In 1975, Ron Burgundy is a famous anchorman for San Diego television station, but his rise to the top is undermined with the emergence of a new, successful female co-anchor. That's a synopsis. I'm doing stats, aren't I? Fuck, you can tell I'm not prepared for this. Anchorman 2000. Come back to that.
He just reads whatever's on the teleprompter, okay? Give him a break.
I just started reading whatever was in front of him.
Oh. This is surreal. Wow. Anchorman 2004, budget of $26 million, made $90.6 million at the box office, has a Metascore of 63. Talladega Nights 2006 had a budget of $72.5 million, made $163.4 million at the box office.
Yes, go.
Has a Metascore of 66. What the? Step Brothers 2008. Had a budget of $65 million, made $128.1 million. The box office has a Metascore of 51. So 2 greens and a yellow, not bad. But boy, I would disagree with that.
It's an interesting ranking order for sure, in my opinion.
Yes.
I agree with it too.
And as we've always said with comedies, they're never overly well received. Comedy is subjective. Film critics, they all have very different ways of how they analyze comedy, so it's never I don't know. It's hard to always sort of decide how to take those ratings, but
yeah, and I think like it's interesting looking at these movies. Like the box office numbers, they're pretty good, but man, these, like you said it before, these movies, particularly Anchorman, everybody had a copy of Anchorman on DVD, and like that's what I think made it become almost a cult classic in some ways. Like everybody our age except Luke watched Anchorman, quoted Anchorman,
and quoted it. Yeah, relentlessly. Yeah. I honestly don't think we've done a film on this podcast quite as culturally relevant, and maybe next to The Godfather or Lord of the Rings or Back to the Future. Like, no, I don't mean necessarily in quality, but I mean like the way
people made memes from these movies.
Let me ask you guys a question. Does the radio station in Inverell still have Anchorman quotes on it?
Boy, it's been a long time since I listened to the radio station in Inverell,
Yeah.
but it would not surprise me if they're still using Anchorman quotes.
Because I have a feeling that when I was there last, or a few years ago, so that would have been 20 odd years after the release, it still had...
Steve Carell saying, I don't know what we're yelling about.
No, it's the opening with Ron Burgundy's like, I look good. I look really good. And he comes and says, "Hey everyone, come and see how good I look." That was like a promo, sort of a promo ad run on the radio on Gem FM for as long as I lived there, and I've come back and it's still been on there. And so that's a testament. If a small town radio station still uses it, it must be good.
Highest demographic.
All right, let's get into Anchorman. I already gave a synopsis. I'm not going to do it again. That would be in bad taste.
This movie was like my early 20s, my late high school years. Like it was like this when I first saw this. I still remember the first night I watched this. I nearly choked on a chip because I was laughing so much. My wife, every time we watch this movie, my wife's like, "I'll never forget that night you nearly choked on the chip watching this movie."
You weren't married at that time.
No, we were not. We were dating. Okay. And I adored this movie. I quoted this movie endlessly. I must have seen this movie 50 times. Adored this movie.
In my mind, you are kind of the ultimate Anchorman fan. Like when I think of someone who likes this movie, and that's not an insult, that's a compliment. But for whatever reason, I'm like, yeah, this is Griner's movie. This is when he's dead and buried, this will be the DVD that I put in his grave, and he'll be a happy man.
And then I'll walk up next and I'll throw a match in there.
I hate that movie and I hate you.
You're going to get cremated for that. Yeah, see, I watched this with my wife the other night, and this was her first time. She's never seen any of these movies either.
Really?
What the hell, man?
You both were living under a rock in 2004.
She was equally like, what the hell? How can people find this movie funny? And I feel like if I had laughed so hard that I choked on a chip, I may be a divorced man right now. Because it was like we were both just. She didn't even watch the movie. She sat there on her phone and like heard the movie and was like looking up every now and again and was just like, no.
Well, that's
like
the problem. She missed the visual gags.
She could not see Ron Burgundy's erection.
That's exactly the point. Yeah, she did. All of that.
She did. I pointed out. I was like, ugh. And then she looked up and she's like, oh my god.
Did she see the sleight of hand when he says, "Oh, I'm not prepared for this at all," and he just pulls the flute out of his sleeve?
Yes.
Because if you miss that, it's just not funny. But when you see that gag, it's again top 10 of all time.
I'm sorry, like Champ is the least funny, most annoying, idiotic character I have ever seen in any form of media ever.
Do you not understand that that's kind of the point of his character, though, right? Like. He is a super obnoxious character.
That's annoying. I don't want to see that. I don't take pleasure in watching that.
But he of all the characters kind of gets taken down a peg throughout this whole movie. Right? Like
but
every advance to him is like rejected. He even has these tender moments where you realize he's just nothing without Ron Burgundy. Like he of all the characters is taken down a peg. And yes, he's supposed to be obnoxious.
Yeah, he might be closeted as well, which adds a lot of complexity to it.
Yep.
So much complexity.
It does. This movie more than some of the others in this trilogy as well doesn't really it humanizes all these characters. It actually it is not just, as I remembered, just 2 hours of improv and just gags. There is a lot of that, and that's why this movie is so funny. But there's actually a narrative here, and these characters are all kind of humanized to the point where. They become pretty empathetic. Like, Ron Burgundy is very, very flawed, as you learn, and he's humanized pretty deeply. Champ is like Ron said, he's a mess. He cries. And everyone else, in the scene where he's telling Ron how he loves his musk, Brian Fantana's like, just maybe stop for a while.
Yeah.
And so they're they all sort of know as well that he's a bit weird and a bit of an idiot. Brick, he can't be taken seriously. He's just there because he's a sweet idiot.
He's as dumb as a brick.
Yes,
that's the joke.
You're catching on.
But that's the thing. I don't enjoy that. I just don't like characters that are just annoying and stupid.
All right, so
I think he's annoying though.
When George Costanza walks into an apartment and
George
goes,
Costanza is the greatest comedy character.
And goes,
I've
dated another attractive woman, and I don't like the fact that she has toes. And then Jerry through mouthfuls of cereal is like, she has toes? He's like, she's got the toes. Toes. That's comedy to you, though? That's funny?
I will not handle Seinfeld hate on this podcast.
Like
It is the greatest comedy of all time, and George Costanza
That's
is the
100% not
funniest
true.
character of all time.
I like
But
Seinfeld, and I won't
Like
back
he's
you up
such
here.
a flawed character. George Costanza is such a flawed character. He's a shitty human being. He's not just stupid, where he's just like, ha ha ha, Heine, ha ha ha. That's a different level of fucking comedy than Seinfeld. I'm sorry. There is complexity, there is depth, and there is levels to
But there
Seinfeld.
not like the whole point of that show is that those characters don't grow, right? Like that they don't
No,
learn.
they're shitty
They
people.
don't
They
learn
go to
anything.
jail
That's
for it.
like the motto of that show.
Yeah. What do they learn in
Yeah.
this? What do they learn in this?
Did you not see the recap at the end that tells you where they are now?
I think I checked out by then. I was like, as soon as credits hit, I was like, next friggin' movie, here we go. Let's
You
get
missed
it
all.
on.
You missed all the. There's even a really good outtake joke where they use an outtake from a different film. That is like just magic.
It's pretty. Oh man, yeah. I don't see how you can back up George Costanza and then say Champ Kind is a problem. Like Seinfeld invented this
Champ.
archetype.
And Costanza.
Seinfeld, people love to say that Seinfeld invented comedy and sitcoms, and then you're like, they invented that character type, and then someone else does it. You're like, whoa, that's unbearable. We can't have that.
I mean, the difference between Kramer and Brick is like paper thin.
No, it is
It is.
A shaking of the lid.
not.
It
Kramer
is
is like
kind
an enigma. Kramer is like an enigma.
Would you
of
not
this
say
guy
Brick
who's-
is not an enigma?
No.
Where's
He ate,
the- how did he get the-
he ate a bunch of fiberglass insulation and thought it was fairy floss. That's an enigma.
How did he get the hand grenade?
Or the
Who
trident.
doesn't know? No one knows.
That is the definition of an enigma. Luke's just not having any of it.
I can't. Like, I love Steve Carell. I love Steve Carell. Like, funny actor. Just could not stand him in this. I'm sorry. It's literally just not my type of comedy. Like,
And that's fine. I respect that, Luke. To be honest, of these three movies on this rewatch, this was the one I was like least entertained by. Like hold on. I still enjoyed myself.
chicken on a chip.
To go from like my favorite movie of the 2000s to watching it now, being like, I still liked it, but of the three, I don't know. I actually had a better time with the other two, probably. It does feel a little bit like the very millennial humor of like, lol, that's so random. Like it does use that a lot, and that I feel like hasn't aged super well. But still love this movie. I still think it was very funny. I'm not going to hate on this movie, but of the three,
I think you
on
could.
a rewatch, it's probably I'm not going to. Like,
No.
don't try and
Not
bring me to
just
the dark side because it's not
the
happening.
random thing. Not just the random thing, but do you not feel like a lot of this movie is just like, oh, haha, sexist jokes? Like, literally like, oh, let's just talk about a woman.
Again,
you know, and
that's
it's
kind
like,
of the joke, is that they are scumbags and that they are not good people and that they are living in a time where
the
sexism
joke
was
is
rampant.
that every male in the movie is a scumbag.
Yeah.
Welcome to the 80s, Luke. Welcome to the 80s.
Oh, apparently welcome to fucking reality now, because like I don't understand what's funny about that. I don't
You're just a woke snowflake, I think.
Oh, apparently.
You would get laid in college, that is for sure. If you went now, you'd be cleaning up. So kudos. 2004 was an interesting year for comedy. Like speaking of that peak sort of millennial, because that is kind of right in that millennial coming of age. But I think I've said this before on this podcast, and I stand by it. 2004 is probably the best year I think we've ever had for it. So here's just a brief list that I found on Reddit. In 2004, you've got Anchorman, Shaun of the Dead, Dodgeball, Mean Girls, Napoleon Dynamite. Those five alone are kind of like heavy hitters. Like three of those I feel like are once in a generation defining comedies, and all five of them are like beyond iconic. But then
Can
you've
you
got
tell
like
me what they are again?
Shaun of the Dead,
Yeah, love it. Hilarious.
Anchorman, Dodgeball.
Dodgeball I didn't mind.
Dodgeball's hilarious.
But
Mean
again,
Girls.
no, but these movies are like if Ben Stiller was every character. You need a Vince Vaughn who's a normal human being.
No, that's a different type of comedy. Like I think surrealism
on.
is just not, or absurdism just isn't your bag. But then and Napoleon Dynamite, which
Never watched it.
what the
What do you...
literal what did you do in 2004? What were you? Where were you?
I mean, I know a little bit about your life, Luke, and I don't think you had better things to do than watch Napoleon Dynamite or Anchorman. I'm sorry.
Hold on. 2004, I was watching WrestleMania 20.
Yeah.
Playing SmackDown versus Raw 2000,
Deep in the.
I get-
Well, not very different to this year, apparently.
Dumb and
Playing
Dumberer?
playing
Dumb
the
and
new
Dumberer?
wrestling game and watching WrestleMania.
Yep.
But like beyond
I don't
that,
know.
you've got things like.
No,
No, do you have an answer to where you were? Why you missed these? Did you just not
2004.
follow? Did you just not follow movies well? Like,
I did. I was at Video Easy every day. I watched random comedies. 2004. Like, okay, and now I haven't watched this movie in 22 years now. This movie came out in 2004. I remember finding it funny back then when I watched it, right? And Rotten Tomatoes says it has 15%. So I don't know if it is a great comedy, but I remember really enjoying Without a Paddle with Matthew Lillard and
Oh, it always comes back to Matthew Lillard, right?
Matthew Lillard's back, baby. I've been a fan for a long time. I was watching that. I didn't I didn't like Team America.
what? See, that's gnarly. That movie is. It's got one of the funniest, 100 of the funniest scenes ever put to film with puppets. Like, you can't make puppets funnier. Like, Without a Paddle is a hangover of the 90s sort of and the turn of the century comedies. Like, I watched the other day a movie called Accepted with Justin Long. And I think it's from 2004 actually as well. And it's got like a really young Jonah Hill. No, it's 2006. But it sort of has that same like really early 2000s, late 90s feeling of like just kind of like the Road Trip or Euro Trip or like to a lesser extent American Pie. Like there's sort of teen comedies, but there was a sort of a less mean-spirited, more kind of like pleasant vibe. Yeah, things like Without a Paddle, even though I haven't seen it, but I get that vibe. Like, I feel like that's what Seth Green's bag was. Well, yeah, it's just like kind of a group of misfits, and it's like these people who are a bit silly and like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Outcasts like coming together and they're all a bit dumb, but they're lovable in the end. Like, there's kind of that nice comedy, and I feel like that was a big part of that. And that's always kind of been a reliable genre.
There you go.
And, like, this-
2004, I was watching SpongeBob SquarePants movie and laughing my ass.
Good movie.
Iconic film. Yeah, good year. But then and you have things like that this year. You have Starsky and Hutch. That's pretty fun like that. You've got Shrek 2.
Meet the Fockers.
The fuck is- But yeah, I don't know. There's something about it. Like those top 5 movies I mentioned, like
51st Dates, man. I was about that movie. Sean Astin.
insane.
What happened to us? We used to make a lot of movies, and now we don't. Anyway,
Yeah,
carry on.
There is something about just
Comedies for 2004, isn't it? That's a lot of comedies.
Yeah.
a lot of cinematic ones all made money and then all went on to kind of like everyone saw them. They went on to really change things. Like, yeah, I don't know. Granted, to your point, this movie is like one of the top 3 cultural touchstones you can make with people. Like The Simpsons is my number 1, where you can you fly that flag and you immediately sort of know your people. You recognize other human beings who you can interact with and get along with. Like if you're at a party and you make a Simpsons reference, if someone gets that,
Yeah.
there is a natural like I'm going to be able to talk to you about almost anything. We will be able to actually get along and chat and just whatever, because you understand that your brain is coded in a certain way.
I just want to tell an anecdote, but I remember going to PAX one year and they had a panel that was ranking the dogs of The Simpsons, and it was just a hall full of people my age doing Simpsons quotes for like an hour, and I've never felt more like nothing in my life is a new experience. I'm just a carbon clone of all of these people. Like, but you're right. Like, I don't know. There's not many other things that would happen with, I don't think, but...
No, and like, you know, you don't want that to be your life where you're just
No,
like, here's all of
absolutely.
that. But there is still a sense like there is a theory about why human beings connect and why people come together and why relationships form, and it's called perspective theory. And basically, this idea is that see what Anchorman does, Luke. It makes us talk about these deep-seated philosophical things. Basically, it's this idea that what makes you compatible with another human being isn't things like interests or shared values or goals. It's the way you see the world. And so if you see the world, if you have a certain perspective, the way you understand the world and see the world and find meaning in the world, that is actually what you connect to other people through, and that is what actually causes things. So that's how your friendships and good relationships last, and that is a lot of there's a lot of research in that field now. That is what this defining thing is, that actually that sort of underlines relationships and the ones that work. And the reason why some people just seem to be able to get along, someone just meets someone and immediately they're chatting and hanging out. And it's not a matter of we enjoy things. It's a matter of you see the world. And these comedy movies affect how we have that perspective. Because
that's why this movie destroyed my worldview. Because I was
this is why I'm not your friend. This is why I don't like you.
Find this movie funny. I was like, what is reality? I can't live in this world anymore. White Chicks also came out in 2004, and that's a movie I've never seen, and I don't feel like I would find funny.
Oh boy, yeah. There is a White Chicks trilogy out there. I was actually trying to consider that the other day, but we will get there.
Yeah, it'll happen.
The trilogy of movies that couldn't get made today.
That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
I'll figure that out.
Luke, what did you think of the fight scene in this?
Like the one where the guy loses his arm and all.
And you get all the celebrity cameos.
Yeah. Tim Robbins, Ben Stiller, Vince Vaughn recurring as Mantooth.
Ben Stiller showed up. I thought it was the dude from Dodgeball showing up, but yeah, it's fine. It's what it is. It's not funny. It's typical slapstick. It's like, oh, this guy lost his arm. It's over the top. It's like, yeah, it's not going to make me out loud laugh. I'm sorry. It's like, oh, look what this movie's doing now.
So seeing Tim Robbins turn up with a pipe and an afro, and then just cutting Luke Wilson's arm off, that doesn't make you giggle?
No.
And Luke Wilson's reaction, oh, I did not see that coming.
No.
Yeah, okay.
And I'll tell you what, it ruined the meme "boy that escalated quickly" for me. I've used that meme many a times, and now that I've seen it in context, I was like, But
it really did escalate quickly.
Yeah, it really got out of hand fast.
You should really find somewhere to lay low.
It's just fascinating how these things like these quotes, they become ways to communicate, right? You would just say these random jokes to people. You would just say lines from this movie that have no context. They're essentially memes before memes were being passed around. I remember a friend of ours from church would be just used to quote Brick all the time. He'd be like, "I love lamb," and that was, you could just say it to anybody and it'd be like, "That's a funny thing you have said, sir."
I remember somebody saying "I love lamp," and I never got it until now, and it made me retroactively think back and be like, "Man, I shouldn't have been friends with that person for as long as I was." I didn't know that's what that quote was from.
That's one way to approach life. You could grow and learn.
Conan.
Maybe fill in the flaws, fill those holes in your soul with comedy dirt rather than just having it fester.
Anyway.
I'm going to read you a list to you of the things that will never be the same to this day because of this movie. Insulting clothes. Because someone somewhere, if you insult someone's clothes, they'll say, "Where did you get those? The toilet store?" Working out. Somewhere every day, someone working out is going 1001, 1002. Oh, it's a deep burn. It's so deep.
Did you hear me counting? I got to over 1,000.
Saying jogging or yogging, it might be a soft J. The way we say you won't be invited to things, with Ron Burgundy's vehement enthusiasm. Talking about what you love, saying "I love carpet, I love lamp." If you're ever going to punch someone, you usually say "I'll punch you in the ovaries." When you insult women, you say "You've got a brain the third the size of a man." It's science. And drinking milk. Milk is the other one that whenever anyone...
Milk was a bad choice, yes.
I genuinely don't understand how you don't find these funny. I get that you didn't find the movie funny, but these are just funny lines. Saying milk is a bad choice is objectively hilarious. Luke, is there anything at all
he's just so checked out of this podcast. Yeah, is there any redeeming factor in this movie except for Jack Black kicking the dog?
No, I really do apologize. No, sorry, I was checked out there for a second. There was a all-time record just broken in a footy game.
Oh, he's getting
I knew what happened tonight. So I'm
money on it?
So I can't wait to talk about the next movie because I'm very angry now.
Have you put money on this?
No, it's just
Well,
it's
yeah,
an
then what's the
all-time
point?
record. It's an all-time record that's never going to be
Who
broken
cares?
again.
What do you gain from that?
56-year record. All the fans in the whole stadium rushed to the field. Anyway, that's an NRL
You didn't
thing.
break it. It wasn't you.
No,
Here's
but
my-
it's very exciting. It's very exciting.
But my
It's a
question
once,
is-
it's a once in a lifetime thing to see live.
But if you knew it would happen, why didn't you put like $10,000 down that it would happen?
Because I didn't think life would be so cruel that I'd be talking about Anchorman while it happened, you know. But
Hey, man,
hey,
you could be on
that's life. Anyway, not to derail the podcast. No, nothing redeemable in this movie. Sorry.
Unbelievable.
I think
Nothing
you need to go to a
at all.
glass case of emotion.
Made me retroactively dislike Paul Rudd after loving him for 30 years.
He's so good in this movie too.
It made me It made me feel
60% of the time, it works every time.
Yes,
That quote is just like everywhere.
It justified
yes.
my hatred for Will Ferrell.
So let's talk about him. Are you're not a fan of his at all?
I can't recall a single movie where I found him funny, and that's kind of his whole thing, is to be funny as a comedian and a funny actor. And I've never found him funny. So
That is most
he's
comedians'
kind of failed
thing,
in his
yes.
job for me. I guess maybe that one episode of The Office where he shows up for 10 seconds and gets replaced.
It's like 2 episodes.
Yeah.
He's really funny, isn't he?
bearable in that.
Don't like him in Zoolander.
No.
Really?
Stupid comedy. Another stupid
Oh,
comedy.
you don't like Zoolander at all.
No, I watched it for the first time the other year, like a year or two ago.
Let's get mocha frappuccinos. This is
I'll agree that
I like the gasoline scene.
that's a great scene.
Yeah.
That's the fight. That is the fight scene of that movie. It's just out of nowhere, random act of violence, really funny. So I'll agree that I don't like Elf. I think Elf's a shit film.
I like Elf.
Yeah, most people do. I don't know why. It just doesn't do it for me. It's not that. Will Ferrell's he's had an interesting career. Comes in Saturday Night Live, starts in the 90s, becomes one of the big players. Then he gets his work. He gets Austin Powers, International Man of Mystery. We all enjoyed that.
Actually, that's his funniest role. That's his funniest role.
Is it?
Yes.
But there's
I'm still alive. A little burned, but still alive.
So there's a few more films there, and then into Zoolander, Old School, Elf, Anchorman, and then once Anchorman hits, he becomes a household name, and he goes on a big run of working. In 2005, he has 3 movies, 3 movies in 2006, 1 in 7, then 2 in 8.
Pumping out quality film acting.
Well, that's what's interesting. He is pumping out a lot of shit, but he's also pumping out every 3 shit movies he makes a good one, and he makes some interesting choices in it. He makes Stranger Than Fiction. He does The Producers.
Yeah, The Producers. Yeah.
And then he'll for every one of those, he'll then also make a Blades of Glory, which is kind of the bottom of the barrel sort of comedy.
Semi-pro, not great.
Yeah, and then he'll make a Step Brothers straight after that. And recently he's sort of come away from comedy. He's not really doing a lot of. I don't know.
He has some of the best cameos too, in my opinion. The Office, he's really good in that. He's in a Beastie Boys film clip that I really like, and it's really funny. His character in Wedding Crashers is really good.
So good.
Kind of makes
so
that movie
good.
in some ways.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
I like when he appears in things.
He's already
I
Barbie.
agree though. Everything
Yeah,
since even maybe Step Brothers is pretty weak.
Yeah.
Other than cameos.
I guess there's the other guys in 2010, which
True.
I watched.
I do like the other guys.
Yeah. But then even in he's got a Lego movie where he's kind of playing a cameo role, or he's doing the voice of the villain.
He's the CEO
Shows up
in
in person at
Barbie.
the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I think he's just he's probably made so much money from royalties on these things that he's just kind of doing his own. Yeah, I don't know. He's
Leading man comedies, he's not making money anymore. As in, their movies. If he was in a lead in a comedy that came out now, I don't think that would do great at the box office. I feel these are the weird
Probably right,
Daddy's Home sort of movies that come out
yes.
on Amazon or whatever it is all the time.
You're exactly right, because things like Get Hard in 2015. I remember even then his name was starting to wane, and You're Cordially Invited last year didn't do anything. Holmes and Watson, which felt like it was going to be a Step Brothers reunion because it was him and
so bad.
Yeah, I just remember the trailer. That was more than enough to.
So disappointed by that movie.
Yeah, so I don't know.
If you haven't seen his More Cowbell sketch from Saturday Night Live, you should look that up. Very, very good.
More cowbell. I'll keep that in. Some couple of like accomplishments of Anchorman. It was ranked number 100 on Bravo's 100 funniest movies, number 6 on Times Out's top 100, 113 on Empire's 500 greatest movies of all time. That's not just comedies; it's movies. 49 on Rolling Stone's best movies of the 20th century. It also has a spin-off movie just of outtakes called Wake Up Ron Burgundy.
That's interesting, actually. The story of that is like this movie tested really poorly. They did a ton of reshoots. And then after it did so well, they released that Wake Up Ron Burgundy with the original footage.
Right. So that's the original version, is it?
The original version involves a plane crash and bears with ninja stars, I believe. I don't know. I was reading about it the other night and like, that sounds absolutely nuts.
That's interesting. I haven't watched it because I don't know if I could sit through that, but that's pretty fun.
No.
Grady, you said you didn't like this as much on this viewing.
No, I mean, I think there's something about this movie that I don't know. Like I said, like I think there's a lot of that lol-cell random humor that I don't think has aged as well. I don't know. The other two movies, one of them I knew I loved, but the other one surprised me with how much I enjoyed it, I think. And this one was like, I know exactly what to expect from this movie. I've seen it a billion times. And it was my life for a period of time. And now it's not. I've outgrown it. I don't know what to say.
Well, it was truly who I was for about 10 years. Yeah, that's interesting. You sound like you've had the experience that I fully expected to have. And I did. Because
yeah, right.
I assume you're talking about Talladega Nights being a surprise.
Yeah.
Whereas I found, I didn't have that. But this one, I was expecting to actually be a bit disappointed in this. And I found myself, at first, a little bit sort of struggling to get into it. But after about 20 minutes, it just started to click. And then there was, like, I was cackling at parts. I don't know. When he's in the phone booth, and he's just screaming on the phone, and he's just it's just
gets kicked out
after his dog gets punted, and
funny.
poor Ruz is like, "Run, where are you?" And he just keeps making noises. It's just some of the funniest acting I feel like I've ever seen, and I don't know, like things like the phone calls with this boss Harkin, where every time he's on the phone, he's just like, just put the gun down and let the marching band go. We'll talk about it. Or he's like, we're both consenting adults. We've seen lots of our own share of pornography. Oh, you haven't. Like,
I'm sorry, sister. Yeah,
Sister Margaret.
I was impressed by those phone calls too because they're actually pretty subtle for a movie that is so over the top. Like, then there's no, I don't know. There's not that it doesn't dwell on it. It's just this little moment that we get a few times, and I really enjoyed those.
Yeah. I think it becomes a good recurring gag. All right. At risk of just quoting this movie and talking about funny scenes, which would literally take the whole evening, I'm happy to move on, unless you guys have any other points to make.
No, I'm happy to move on.
Luke is actually angry right now.
Yeah,
I could feel it through the screen. Anyway,
I'm very aroused.
Conan, you have a massive erection.
Don't act like you're not impressed.
It's the pleats.
I just want to make a point. There is just the cast in this movie is pretty insane. Like we said, it's got young Paul Rudd, but it's got like Seth Rogen in one of his earliest movies.
Yep.
Jack Black before it was huge. Catherine Hahn before she's big. Christine Applegate sort of on her that kind of like post. I don't know what you call it. like the second wave where she's sort of
prime. Oh yeah, second prime.
Well, like she's like someone who was big in their 20s, sort of comes back in their 40s. It's kind of like what
re-emergence.
Yeah, like not quite a renaissance, but yeah, re-emergence on the scene. Like she's really good for that.
This would have been around Legally Blonde and everything, wouldn't it? Or am I thinking of the wrong person?
You're thinking of...
I think you're the wrong person.
Yeah, I am.
I know all white women look the same to you, but
that's straight an Anchorman joke.
He's thinking of Renee Zellweger.
Oh yeah.
So she's not in Legally Blonde.
No, I'm making the joke. There's a ton of like Saturday Night Live alumni as well, like Fred Armisen, Paul F. Tompkins, Chris Parnell, like and you see
Chris
them
Parnell's in this,
reoccur all over the place.
I completely forgot Chris Parnell because he's so young in this, like young with dark hair and a beard.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. Look, we'll move on. No more quotes.
Why did you say those things wrong?
Yeah, he starts crying. I loved you, Ron. It's really funny. The whole crux of this movie being like when he just says, "Go fuck yourself, San Diego," is really just that's his downfall is really funny.
Yes. Yeah.
He just has no idea. All right, look, I'm getting lost in myself. Talladega Nights. Let me find a brief synopsis. Number one NASCAR driver Ricky Bobby stays atop the heap thanks to a pact with his best friend and teammate Carl Norton Jr. But when a French Formula One driver makes his way up the ladder, everything begins to change. I remember seeing this movie, I'm pretty sure in the cinema, and being really excited because I was like, oh yeah, it's the next movie from the Anchorman guys.
Yep.
And I remember at the moment not really liking it. But look, it was 2006. I was a young man. I didn't care for racing. But then when I watched it again now as a 31-year-old man who still doesn't care for racing, I also still didn't care for this movie.
That's fair. I had the similar first experience as you. I won't like this is not it's number 3 on my list, ranking them now. But I did find things to enjoy in this movie that I don't feel like I enjoyed last time. Like his son's just being absolute shits to his wife's dad just cracked me up at the dinner table. Like, I don't know, there's something about that. And then the prayers to baby Jesus, I might have found that offensive back in 2006, I don't know, but 2026 Griner finds that very funny and actually probably quite apt given the state of the world and US evangelicals. But
that is the one thing I remember from this movie is just that dinner scene. Dear sweet tiny baby Jesus is going on.
I think Sacha Baron Cohen is like so boring in this movie.
He is.
Is this before Borat? This would be right before Borat, wouldn't it?
No, this is after.
This is after Borat.
Borat's 2006.
Yeah, isn't this
same
2006?
Oh, same year. Sorry, yeah. Yeah, I wonder then. I don't know.
Yeah, interesting. Because obviously it wouldn't have been off the back of Borat, at least, him being cast in this.
No. Probably filmed at the same time. Who knows? Yeah, hard to say. Yeah, Luke, what was your experience? Because this movie does feel different to the other two. This actually feels a lot more scripted, a lot less improv-y, a lot more... I don't know, this one felt to me like it was trying to be a bit more of a serious film. Like, sorry, not serious, but like trying to be a structured movie with an actual, like, an emotional arc for the... Yeah, an emotional anchor for the character with his father that gets a lot of time and a real sort of journey into becoming the best race car driver. Whereas the other two, their plots are pretty, especially in Step Brothers, their plots are really bare bones to the point of like almost being a joke in and of itself. Luke, how did this one fare with you though?
Look, I got to choose my words carefully.
Don't.
Let it all out. I don't care for this one.
There are people in my life who I love and respect that have great admiration for this movie, that love this movie. So I don't want to be too harsh on this movie because they also listen to this podcast. So I'm not going to hate on this movie as much as I hated on Anchorman. This is not my type of movie. Again, shocker. I guess I probably enjoyed the more narrative arc of this, more so than like the improv thing of Anchorman, because that's just bad improv. But I don't know. There's obviously an absurdness to this where it's like he's born in a car by slamming the brakes and he flies out of his mum, and it's like he's born to be in a car and speeding and all this sort of stuff. It's like ridiculous, and I think it's NASCAR, it's America. It's like it's everything about Americans and their love for NASCAR and all that sort of stuff. Cars is a probably better NASCAR movie than this, but
Preach it.
Yeah, with not as well, maybe similar amount of homoerotic jokes. I don't know, but it's been a while since I've watched Cars.
Equally as problematic.
It hasn't been a while since I watched Cars, and there's no homoerotic jokes in that movie.
Yeah, Sacha Baron Cohen, who's usually pretty funny. I didn't enjoy him at all in this. What a waste of Amy Adams in this movie. Like, that's the thing.
Weird
These movies
casting.
have great cast, like as in great actors in it. But yeah, weird casting. I don't know. There is something funny to like his wife just leaving him because he can't race.
It's like 4 hours later, they're getting.
Her wanting to turn off the machine, and he's fine. He's just sleeping. And she's like, turn off the machine, doctor. No, like he's suffering. Look, he's yawning. Like, put him out of his misery, kill him.
Yeah.
And just ditching him straight up is kind of funny.
That scene's really funny though, because she's not like, no, please kill him. She's just so dumb. And so she's just got, because she doesn't like focus on getting killed. She just keeps like, no, he's suffering, right? And he's like, no. So he's like, oh, I can't bear to see him making this. And then she's talking about
the noise he's making. She's
just so stupid. More than like, I'm out to kill him. I don't know. That scene is funny. I'll
It's got Click Click Boom from Saliva, which is a banger song. It's one of my favorite songs. And Saliva is misrepresented in mainstream media. You know, we haven't seen it since like Hero from Spider-Man. So to hear Saliva was great.
That's Nickelback sings Hero.
Yeah, with the lead singer from Saliva. It's Chad Kroger and the lead singer of Saliva, not Nickelback.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
How dare you question his knowledge of Saliva, Conan?
I realized halfway through, I'm like, I am not going to win this battle. This is not my.
I haven't seen the music video enough times. They're both on that rooftop singing.
I'm out of my element.
Yeah, so it's. Like, I didn't vehemently hate watching this. I didn't enjoy watching it, but I wasn't like annoyed watching it. I don't think there's any characters like Champ. What's the pit crew guy who's I forget the actor's name. I don't know the actor's name. He's
Michael Clark Duncan.
Live stuff.
Jack McBrayer.
Michael Clark Duncan is obviously great. Probably Jack McBrayer, the guy with the blonde sort of hair.
Yeah.
That they pretend is dead.
Yeah.
30
He's in 30 Rock.
30 Rock. Yeah. He's funny. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not a Will Ferrell comedy guy. There's not much redeemable in this movie. This movie makes me realize, like, I don't mind John C. Reilly. I like John C. Reilly and his comedy style, which is interesting because you could say they're pretty similar. But I've never really disliked John C. Reilly in stuff I've watched. I've disliked Will Ferrell in things I've watched. Even when John C. Reilly shows up in stuff like Guardians of the Galaxy, I think he's quite funny in the small role he's in. But yeah, I don't know. So I like the dynamic between them two. Obviously, Shake and Bake, everyone quotes. I've quoted Shake and Bake a lot. I don't know why I would quote it.
No one quotes.
No,
really? I quote Shake and Bake. Obviously, the people who love this movie that are in my life.
I have never heard you quote that ever.
Oh, I say it all the time. Every day.
I thought you were just making chicken for dinner when you said that.
No, no. It's I don't know.
Amy Adams is weird being in this. Like, there was a moment in her career when she's still like either was trying to be like a real sex icon or was being typecast as like the next hot thing. Like, all her roles from this era, like she's got that stint in The Office. She's in some romantic comedies. She didn't Catch Me If You Can as like the nymphomaniac nurse who gets with Leo. Like, she was trying to be like kind of this. I don't know, like this. I'm not sure of a fair comparison, but like who's that girl in Transformers? What's her first?
Megan Fox.
Yeah, it's like she's trying to be a Megan Fox, like just like this, like the really sexy young actress and everything, and it just didn't work for her. And then sort of like around 2010 and 2015, then she sort of really changes and become like, again, either they discover or she accepts that she's just an incredibly good actress and starts making good movies. And so it's always like knowing who she is now. It's just so weird to see her in these movies where she is just got nothing roles, where she's playing like the cute love interest. I'm like, what do you do? Stop wasting your time here. But
yeah, it was weird for me seeing her in this because I totally forgot she was in this. And then I looked up her filmography and like, oh yeah, she hadn't really done a lot before this movie either. Like, Catch Me If You Can maybe is the biggest role. And then her stint in The Office, obviously. But yeah, interesting to see her here because I'd totally forgotten she's in it.
Yes, yeah, very. Still like a still a up and comer, I guess.
Jane Lynch is great too. I like her in anything she does, and I think she's she's fun here as his mum. Not a big role, but
No, I agree. Like everyone's pretty good in this. Even Gary Cole. I don't really know anything about him or have any connection to him, but he's good as like the deadbeat dad.
Yeah.
Michael Clark Duncan is really funny. He's just like he's just a really good presence. But the line in the hospital is like, "Don't you put that magic on me with your bummy."
Yeah,
that's the line from this movie I've heard quoted the most, probably.
Yeah, I think so. No, I think this movie has this kind of personifies this personifies my perception of the problem with the McKay comedy is that Adam McKay and the whole Judd Apatow clique, because like Judd Apatow's the producer, he obviously had a big string of comedies around the same time. McKay was the director writer, and sort of their vision was one of improv heavy, and one that was really just let's get funny people in a room and just let them riff, and that became a genre too, in and of itself, of just like comedians riffing on each other and just these odd scenes that would go on, like 40-Year-Old Virgin, prime example. There are others that I can't think of right now because I'm way too deep in the depths. But this movie just doesn't feel like it has that improv magic. Like, I don't know. It's something about... I think it has moments. Like the baby Jesus scene, there's the outtakes in the credits that show John C. Reilly just thinking of different things of like, I like this kind of Jesus, I like that kind of Jesus.
Yeah.
But besides that, everything else feels pretty scripted. Again, there's a hospital with Michael Clark Duncan's giving some different... Or like when they're talking to him in his coma, where they're telling funny stories.
They're like arguably the best scenes in the movie, though, right? Like they're the memorable ones as well. Yeah, I'm inclined to agree. I think it loses something by being as scripted as it is. And the script is not enough to make this movie particularly funny or memorable.
Yes, yeah, that's my problem with it. I think
obviously did the best at the box office, but I think that's just NASCAR.
Could be.
I think the NASCAR part of it definitely. So like, because Talladega is where the big things happen. Like they definitely market it that way, and then
it's kind of the sequel thing too, right? We've time and time again seen the sequel do better than the original, despite not being a better movie. Yeah,
and this definitely was like marketed and felt like a sequel to Anchorman, being that Will Ferrell's up front and center. All the marketing's like from the guys who made Anchorman, and I think goes like the naming convention is very similar. Like Anchorman is Anchorman: The Legend of Ron Burgundy. This is Talladega Nights: The Ballad of Ricky Bobby. Like you have to try to not see the connection, I think, with that. But yeah, I don't really have much else to say about this movie.
No, I think we can move on.
Luke, I know you're chomping at the bit to give me your NASCAR thoughts. Like what is NASCAR? How does it work? Do the cars drive fast?
I think they drive fast.
And in a big circle.
Don't know.
Seems silly. Shouldn't they go somewhere, like from point A to point B though?
They just go around in a big circle.
My understanding of NASCAR is it's all about the crashes. That's why people go to NASCAR.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like test cricket. You get to sit in a stadium and drink and become rowdy for several hours.
Awesome. That sounds awesome.
It's probably how this should have ended is fiery death.
Yes. That would have been an interesting
he actually catches on fire but doesn't think he's on fire anymore because he's fearless against fire.
That's a pretty funny moment too. The invisible fire.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on.
Yeah, Step Brothers. Two aimless middle-aged losers still living at home are forced against their will to become roommates when their parents marry. Yeah, this movie is on par with Anchorman for being quotable, I think.
I agree.
Maybe not, this isn't quoted on radio stations in hometowns, which is a slight against it. But still, it's probably quoted more amongst the schoolyard. Or it was when we were at school. I don't know if kids are quoting this movie now. Unless it's doing rounds on TikTok. Like, I think if this movie did rounds on TikTok, it'd have a second life.
Yeah.
Like, when have you ever thought about bunk beds and not been like, wow, so much room for activities?
The amount of times I have said so many rooms for activities when somebody is like moving furniture or something like that, like, it's a problem.
Yeah. If you're ever sweaty, it's like why are you sweaty? So I was watching
Cops. Yep.
Yeah.
I I love whenever I'm like in a bad mood. I've got a belly full of white dog crap. I don't want to deal with this shit. Did you know we don't see white dog crap anymore because they don't make dog food with as much calcium in it anymore? That's why it's not as common.
I heard it was
funny.
like the
The
bone
day
meat,
after I watched this movie, I was walking through the park and saw a bunch of white dog crap on the ground. Though, so obviously I don't know where they're getting their food.
That person feeds their dog cheap dog food.
Yeah. No, I've seen that same thing. I was like, why do we not see that anymore?
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, this movie is really, really funny.
I agree.
And this movie is like, this is sillier than Anchorman. This is like the peak of the Adam McKay, Will Ferrell improv experiment, which I can imagine is why Luke hates this movie more than Cancer and Hitler put together. Like if he was in a room with those three things, he would kill this movie twice.
I feel like that shouldn't be the case, though, right? Like the things that Luke says. Let's talk for Luke for the rest of the podcast. The things that Luke says he hates about these movies, about how like everyone around them just lets them get away with their shit, and there's no straight men in it. This movie has the straight people in it to some degree. I think
I love straight men.
Yeah.
Oh, you love Talladega? Nice.
So I have famously, I think, Grant and I have always had this conversation where I've always just had this blanket statement of I hate Step Brothers. Grant and knew I hated Step Brothers, even though I'd never seen it. The conversation around Anchorman and
Talladega Nights.
Talladega Nights, and had never even came into conversation because I just feel like they're not part of the thing. I had the vision of Step Brothers, hatred. I feel like this is easily the best of the trilogy. I find this the funniest of the three. Again, it could be to my point earlier. They are idiots in this world. They are fuck ups in this world. And that is what makes it funny. Literally, as this movie started, and it's like, okay, these two are losers. Like, look at these two 40-year-old men still live with their parents. Like, look at the way they're acting, the way they're dressed. I'm like, okay, that is setting the scene. This is a normal world we live in, not some bizarro world where people are acting crazy or whatever, or finding stuff funny. And there's these two idiots. I feel like I can relate to that. I know people like these guys. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I can see that and be like, okay, this is funny. And I feel like their dynamic in this is funny. The banter, the friendship, and the hatred and the fights is funny. I don't know if that's because I grew up with brothers that beat the shit out of me all the time, and we had stupid fights, where you'd put your balls on somebody's drum kit and then they'd beat the crap out of you. Stuff like that was happening all the time, and it's just like, I found this one, I laughed at this one throughout. This is one I've also quoted throughout my life without ever watching this movie. Like, I knew the quote, like, this house is a fucking prison. I use that all the time when my kids complain about stuff. I say to my wife, we only allow them to have a few hours of video games today before we bought them takeaway dinner. God, this house is a fucking prison. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, I quote that all the time. I never do the whole quote. It's just that first part is enough to, I feel like, perfectly sum up some people's thoughts, like first world problems, basically. I've used it for myself when I'm like complaining about first world problems. But yeah, I don't know. I enjoy the banter. I enjoy them trying to get their life back together. I enjoy the parents being sick of their shit and just trying to be like, you need to get jobs. And then, I enjoy Adam Scott as the brother.
He's really good in this movie. Yeah,
he's so good in this. He's such an
incredible
asshole.
wild card. Yeah.
And just like, yeah, even Catherine Hahn's funny. Like, just really being funny. Obsessed with Bill O'Reilly's character, John C. Reilly's character.
Yeah.
I don't know. I found this one the most tolerable, where I was like, oh, I'm chuckling at a few stuff. Like, I obviously have seen clips from movies, but like, I have always had that vision in my head of like, this is how we do it, and he jumps up on the bunk bed and it crushes him. That made me laugh out loud, and him coming in and saying to the parents like, there's blood everywhere. Oh my God, and then they go in there and it's just like the one little cut. It's cracks me up. That makes me laugh. So,
how can you sit here and make that statement and be like, this movie was tolerable? Like, where is the joy in your life, Luke? What has happened to you? Who hurt you?
No, it was funny. Okay, I'll pull back my hatred.
I'll repeat after me. I enjoyed this movie.
I enjoyed this movie. I feel like then I got brought back into this like pit of hatred when I go on Letterboxd and I see somebody who I trusted their movie reviews give this a higher score than F1, and I'm just like,
It's better than F1.
This is 4.5-star movie. He thinks this is better than Sinners. Like I just can't.
No.
Don't bring Buddy Watson into this, Luke.
No, bring Conan.
No, I know.
It's as good as Sinners, yeah.
Shout out to Buddy Watson, but no, it's not as good as Sinners.
Buddy, I hope you're listening, wherever you are. R.I.P.
No, not R.I.P. But yes, yeah, I found this funny. I laughed at stuff. I'm not in a rush to ever watch this again, nor would I put it as one of my favorite comedy movies. But there are funny stuff in this that I laughed at. So
watching this like reminded me a lot how comedy is and should be a communal experience. And so this was the first one I watched of this, and I watched it by myself on my couch after a like relatively bad day, and I still really enjoyed it. But it is the kind of thing that jokes don't always hit. Like comedy is contagious, and jokes can exist in a vacuum, and a good joke can make you laugh anywhere.
Yeah,
but it can be it's not too forgiving, and so a mediocre joke, if you are not in the right headspace or if you're on your own, it won't hit. But then, if you are in a good space with it, and if you're with people who are in a good space, the slightest thing, like you can find that joy more because there is something about it being shared and about it sort of like when you're, I don't know what it is, but like
people laughing will instantly make you laugh more and find stuff.
That's right. But I don't want it to make it sound like it's just because they're laughing. Like this movie's only funny because everyone's collectively convincing ourselves it's funny, because I don't think that's the case. But there is something about it where if you're primed for it, and if you're like with your friends or with people and you're all like primed and ready for a good time and you're looking for the laughs, you can find it a bit easier of like, that joke might not be the best joke I've ever heard, but it's still pretty funny.
Yeah.
And I'm already laughing after all these other jokes, so I'm going to keep laughing. But if you're on your lounge like I was and you're a bit just alone and like, nah, that joke doesn't quite hit. But then other ones do. And this just reminded me of that a lot. Of like, and so I'm just wondering, like, you watching this after probably a bad day with your wife who also hasn't seen these movies and doesn't want to watch these movies. There's no way like these were ever going to work on you. But I reckon if we were at a boys' weekend watching this, 6 meads deep, couple of honeys on either side.
I don't know about that. These were probably the movies for us to watch on our boys' weekend.
I will say, I had the thought that, because, you know, last boys' weekend we all sat there and watched I Think You Should Leave. And you enjoyed it at that time, Luke. I remember you enjoyed it. Me and Conan were enjoying ourselves, as we do when we watch that show. And then you got home and tried to watch it with your wife, and it didn't hit, did it?
Are you blaming my wife?
No. I'm saying
genuinely. No, the stuff that hit on that boys' trip when I showed her, that hit. But then everything else didn't hit.
Okay.
You showed me the best bits. I'm sorry.
No, we didn't. But
him in that mask saying, "I don't want to be around anymore," still cracks me up. That is the funniest shit.
I have a funny photo I need to send you guys. Remind me. No, but a good example from that weekend was the comedy club we went to. Some of those comedians were not funny.
Yes.
No.
But when you're in a room and you're all expecting to laugh and you're seeing someone sort of make an effort, you'll laugh. Yeah. Sometimes it's out of pity. Sometimes out of uncomfortability. Sometimes it's out of like, yeah, look, that joke that you said wasn't funny, but it was okay. And, you know, I'm having a good time.
Or sometimes there's the lady like across from us that's making a fool of herself, and that's funny too. Yeah, 100%.
That's twice as funny.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think you're right. Like it being in the right audience definitely changes the experience for particularly for comedy, but other movies too. Like horror, I think is very different when you're watching it with other people to when you're watching it on your own. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, and this was just like an ultimate movie of that. Like this was a like sleepover movie. Like you hang out with your friends, you're all staying up and you watch Step Brothers and you all just lose your absolute shit.
You know what's one small like subtle line, and it's literally the last line of the entire movie that actually made me crack up laughing, is when they both have the Chewbacca masks and Will Ferrell just says, "I don't even care that mine's not movie quality."
Yeah, it's really good.
That just made me laugh because it's like such a real thing of like, oh, the favorite son got this thing, I got the shitty one, but I don't even care, it's fine, but it actually hurts inside. That made me laugh.
Very good line. I agree.
Good final stinger.
Yeah.
The boats and hose thing. He's really funny.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know. I'm telling you, quotes that I still use. Saying someone has a mangina. Like, it's probably not. You probably can't say that now, but in
No.
2008, you sure could,
Mm.
and I sure did. And it was really funny to say someone has a mangina. But you're saying to someone, did we just become best friends? I say that all the time to
Yep.
people, and that
Yeah.
unfortunately actually doesn't always get reciprocated. Not only because they don't want to be my friend, which hurts me in a deep way,
Some
but
people are just like, no, we're just talking about common interests. Like, wait.
that sometimes happens, and I'm like, and then it's a good example. I'm like, all right, we don't see the world the same. I'm going to leave this conversation because you're a piece of shit if you
I'm
don't
going
get
back to
this
the
movie.
Simpsons hallway.
Yeah, I'll find my other middle-aged white men who
Yeah.
get these jokes.
Where are the other stepbrothers? Love
Adam, again, we can't say it on this podcast, but Adam McKay saying, "Yeah, you'd like that expletive." It's you guys get really upset when I say the F word, so I won't say it there. But that was quoted a lot when I was young. That scene where he's like trying to hug Will Ferrell, and he just can't hug him, and he's like putting his arms up to like is incredible.
Adam Scott's great in this.
He's so good.
He really is.
Every line out of his mouth is gold.
This is kind of his breakout role too. Like this is before Parks and Rec. Like he talks about this being like the thing that kind of put him on the map a bit for comedy.
It was the first thing I'd seen him in, yeah, and then definitely like he's always kind of like the before he was Adam Scott, I was like he's the Step Brothers guy.
Just the scene in the car where like he's singing and then his wife starts singing, "You're flat. You're so flat." $1,500 on vocal lessons, and this is what I get. I gotta bring it back with the solo. I can sing high. It's just
When they really get into
so
a car
funny.
accident, there's
Yeah,
like 1 second of like dead silence. We're like, oh, we almost just died, and then they just get back into song. Like, okay, let's recover.
And then straight into the dinner scene where he's talking about the fish, and he's like, "How big's the fish?" He's like, and then his son comes in. He's like, "What's with this guy?" Richard Jenkins in this is like hilarious as well.
yeah.
Just like the way he watches him with watching the story, he's getting so mad. He's like, "Don't be mad at Dale for ruining the story and possibly the evening."
Yeah, you said Catherine Ann is good in this. She is really good in this. Like, there's that line where she's like, "I want to ball you up and put you inside my vagina," and then when I'm walking around and I feel down there, I know it's your hair. It's just, she's so unhinged. It's so good.
Yes, the weirdest shit.
Them trying to act like adults and have adult conversations in like the final party.
Yeah, that's really good too. Like where they're just so sucked of life, and it just reminds me of like conversations I have at work with people. I'm like,
It's literally
what am I doing with my life?
conversation.
I need to go to the Catalina wine mixer and fuck shit up.
oh,
Like,
man,
what am I
the-
doing
The
here?
fucking
The weekend.
fucking
good
Catalina
thing the
wine.
weekend's here, eh? Good thing the weekend's here. What a day.
Yeah.
Yep.
That little montage is great. Like I went to Costco today, and so seeing I just thought about every time I do that, I think about Will Ferrell walking out with the toilet paper. He's just like, cheers. He's like, wow, I did it. Really good. And then
Is it Pan or Pam?
same pen. What's Rob Riggle in this? Also unhinged.
Yes.
Yeah, he's always funny.
He's good in like small doses, right? Like 21 and 22 Jump Street, really good in that. Really good in this. He's just like screaming at them. Oh, yeah, really good. Yeah.
It's the line of like, "He'll eat your dick." He's like, he'll do it. I've seen it happen. He's like, you've literally seen him eat a man's penis. It was in international waters, so we couldn't prosecute. Really good.
Yeah, that's the perfect role for Rob Riggle. That's
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't imagine what a show would look like with Rob Riggle just at the center.
There's that he hosted that very famous, that hole-in-one show, that putt golf competition that used to be on TV for a bit. Anyway, bad. Small
Very
doses. Famously bad
Sorry,
is what
Rob.
I mean.
Okay, Rob, we love you, but yeah, that's
If you want to come on the podcast, we'll have you on.
Absolutely.
We'll throw you a bone, but
your career could really use the best that we'd give it. Yeah, and it's got a good life lesson at the end of it. Don't lose your dinosaur.
Yeah. Yeah, he's the dad just like trying to become a dinosaur. I can't even remember how to do it. It's just really I like the kind of there is no lesson, right? Like they give them a freaking treehouse and shit at the end. Like it's just it's good.
Yeah, it seems fitting that they don't actually grow and they remain that way. His therapist that he's in love with, and she's like,
Angel face.
she's like, but he sure can wear the fuck out of that Chewbacca mask. Good stuff.
Why is she there? I mean, I assume they're in a relationship 6 months later. It's only sensible explanation, but
yeah, makes sense. All right, I don't have anything else about this movie. I did take notes on the other guys. If you guys talked about or watched that and want to talk about that,
I didn't have a chance to watch it. I like the other guys, but you can give us a brief overview on your feelings on it?
Luke, did you watch that? I presume not, because you hate all things that are joyous in this world.
I did not want to finish these three and be like,
but you love Mark Wahlberg, Luke.
You do. You love guys who beat up Vietnamese immigrants.
Where does this come from that I love Mark Wahlberg?
I don't know. You just seem like the kind of guy that would like Mark Wahlberg.
How can you say that about that movie and not say you love The Rock? Like the Rock
he is like barely in that movie, though.
Best part of that movie.
I see. You have seen it.
I have seen it. I did see that because I was like, oh, The Rock's in this. Hell yeah. I watch all The Rock's movies. So
the best parts of that movie where they recover the car and it's like, thanks for the F Shack. Love Mike and the boys.
Yeah, Mike and the boys. And then you see him again.
Yeah. And then when Will Ferrell turns into Gator, that's really good too.
Yeah. Yeah, his Gator stuff's hilarious. That's the whole realization that he was a pimp is really funny.
Or his wife and Mark Wahlberg's like, she's beautiful. And she's like, she scrubs up okay, I guess, you know.
Yeah, it's like, she's not beautiful, she's cute. That's really good. There's in that movie. There's like a whisper fight where they're fighting at a funeral and they're whispering and they can't make noise. I'd forgotten about that scene, but it was really funny. Other Guys is good. Not as good as it feels a bit different to these other ones, but
feels like a more normal comedy movie as opposed to
does. Yeah, the Mark Wahlberg energy really kind of not brings it down, but like
back.
Yeah, dials it back's a good way to put it. That guy, I like Mark Wahlberg well enough, but he's like a comedy baseline. He's not overly funny, man.
And then Will Ferrell's gone to do more stuff with Mark Wahlberg. They've done all the Daddy's Home movies, haven't they?
Yes, you're right. They did those two.
Yeah. So he's like, I found my partner in crime.
Yeah, clearly he's like, this is my guy. Maybe that's it. Will Ferrell wanted to be more normal because he knew you were upset at him for all of his
he's like,
good films.
Growing to tell me Luke loves Mark Wahlberg, so I'm going to do more Mark Wahlberg movies.
I hope that's the legacy of this podcast. Luke loves Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah.
That's getting TikToked. That's going to be a short. That's a thing, right? Shorts.
Yeah, exactly.
That is a thing.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Crop those out. All right. I don't have anything else to say. Do you guys have any other points to make?
No, Anchorman 2 is bad. That's what
I was gonna watch that, but it's only on Stan, and I didn't have Stan for this.
Interesting note about Anchorman 2, actually. It is apparently very bad, but so is the first one. So.
Whoa! Actually, its Metascore is 61, which is
green, Luke. It's green.
Almost, yeah.
It's 70 something on Rotten Tomatoes, so it could technically be better than the first one. You guys are just haters. Maybe I'd enjoy the second one.
I mean, I haven't seen it. So
I don't
know if it's. No, I don't know if it's good or bad.
You won't get it if I say black. You should watch it. It's actually, it's worth watching.
I won't get it if you say one word in a single word.
You'll get it when you watch that movie. Everybody who's watched that movie is absolutely cracking up right now.
Everyone's quoting that movie. That makes sense why people keep coming up to me. People keep coming up to me and being like, black. And I'm like, what are you saying? And they're like, God, you haven't seen 2013's Anchorman 2.
Right.
Where have you been living?
That's right.
All right. Anyway, let's rank them. For me, it is a pretty easy. Talladega Nights is at the bottom. The other guys, which I'm going to put in there anyway. Step Brothers. Anchorman at the top. 5 stars.
Really?
Yeah,
I put Step Brothers above Anchorman these days. Then Anchorman. Talladega at the bottom.
Step Brothers. Talladega Nights. Anchorman.
Are these all at the bottom?
Yes, they're at the bottom of my movie list.
all equal last.
I've been holding off on my letterbox reviews.
Yeah, I want to see these three
You
like these
point
half-star
ready for
reviews.
half-
Point
stars.
5.
Can you do negative stars? Because it's coming.
No,
Dang.
it's not stupid. I won't let you do that. All right. Well, that's that. That is the Mediocre White American Man trilogy that people have been asking for a long time. Thank you for joining us on this episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Worst. Please like, share, and subscribe. Follow us wherever you follow all your podcasts. Tell your friends' mums. Send us money via... Do we have any payment system set up? I'll put my bank details up on our socials.
Give us money.
Yeah, I'll
please.
put my bank details up. Send money for the podcast.
If you want this
Not
podcast to go higher, we need more money.
Do that arm gesture again.
No.
Okay.
It's bent elbow.
What are we watching next time?
It's we're doing the trilogy.
No, Luke was big mad about that.
Oh, okay.
I thought we were doing the movie that's coming out in the cinema.
I thought so, but I thought we were postponing that to do Conan's.
And then I thought we were
picks
doing Conan's.
in case they disappear.
No, they're not going to disappear in a few weeks. This is ridiculous.
What service are they on?
Things don't come to
This
streaming
is why
services
Luke
for a
got big
couple
mad.
weeks.
Listen to it. Listen to how mad he is.
Yeah, let's just give Conan 2 picks because it's
This is
only
what it
on
comes down
streaming
to.
for a week.
It's because you're shitty because I'll get 2 in a row and you feel like you're being hard done by.
I think Luke's had the
such a
most
little-
recommendations.
I feel like I haven't had a pick. Oh, fuck. All of you.
Nah, I'm fine with that, Luke. It's on
Martian
Netflix,
and
so yeah,
Project
sure.
Hail Mary, the 2 movies based off the books by Andy Weir.
So we are doing The Martian as well.
The Martian and Project Hail Mary.
And Project Hail Mary.
Because Griner is very curious on your thoughts of The Martian because he feels like you hate The Martian.
Don't
know
spoil
why.
it. Don't spoil it. For some reason,
But we'll see.
I feel like
won't.
it's an interstellar situation, and you hate The Martian. But I could be wrong.
Man, we'll
I have a
podcast.
theory.
Okay, I want to. All right, cool.
No, that's the theory.
Join us-
But tell me
watch
next
The
week.
Martian?
Yeah, I saw The Martian in cinemas.
Okay.
I remember it well. I remember it vividly. This is a
Go
good
more into
story.
detail.
This
We
is a
don't know if you hate it or
No,
not.
this is-
Okay, we'll go
That's
to
a
it
good
next
story
time.
for the podcast next time. No, but I just want to tell this now. I'll tell it again next time because no one's listening anymore. They've stopped listening.
Buddy Watson
before
might
this
be.
hard. Buddy Watson hates our podcast. And you just need to accept
Guarantee
that.
my nephews will be who love Talladega Nights. My
Well, that's-
nephews will be visiting.
I'm really
still.
glad that they're still here. Shout out to them. I remember a friend of mine who I was living with at the time. He was like very scientific mind. He's like, The Martian could be the best film I've ever seen in my life.
Ooh,
And I was,
big claim.
and I just remember being like, what the fuck are you saying? Now, that's not to say that The Martian's bad, but he was just like, I think it's probably a perfect.
Right, I was
film.
right.
Sounds like you hate it.
You don't think it's the best movie ever? You
Conan
obviously
comes in
think
next
it's
fortnight as angry as I was about this movie.
best.
Matt Damon in
It's
space again.
It's a good energy having one person just absolutely hate the films we're talking about.
Visibly angry about the movies we're talking about. And then at the same time also have some event that they're more interested in happening that they can't be watching because we're talking about movies that they
Makes me
hate.
more
We
angry.
really, every podcast we need this to happen. Could you imagine how much we would hate each other after about a month?
I'll do that. I'll bring that next.
Organising the podcast whenever the nights play, it's just going to be like my downfall, my mental downfall.
Don't worry, we can
Anyway.
record when I have my 3rd child. We'll make sure we record on that day while my wife is giving birth.
Good. That's what I want.
Yeah.
In the same room.
That's the energy
Yes,
we want.
that's good. All right.
All right.
Thank you again. We'll see you next time.
See
Peace.
ya.